featuring Venus Williams, number 11 seed, against Anna Kournikova at the Tennis Center of Crandon Park on beautiful Key Biscayne, just south of Miami. I'm Leo Levin alongside Mary Jo Fernandez, and you have an incredible shot of the Miami skyline and the beautiful area that we're in here. This is going to be a very interesting final. Two teenagers going for one of the top prizes in women's tennis. And Mary Jo, it's a new experience for Anna Kournikova.
It is. This is the first major final that she plays on the Corel WTA Tour. I think she's going to be a little bit nervous going into it. I know she wants to win badly. She's already proven, I think, to most people that she's here to stay. She has substance. She's not just the next pretty face. And on the other hand, Venus Williams. What can we say about Venus that we haven't said already? She's dominated this week, played a terrific match against the world #1, Martina Hingis. And she thinks she's going to win. She knows in her mind that she's the better player and that she should win.
Well, it's interesting. We've got two teenagers out here who have an attitude that you wouldn't expect in players who haven't been out on tour very long.
That's so true. Not only these two, but most of the teenagers these days have such confidence. They walk with such a strut, and they just believe every time they step on the court that they're the ones that should win. I mean, every time I see a Kournikova or a Williams, either one of the sisters, on the court, I feel that they're the #1 player in the world by the way they show their attitude, by the way they walk, by the way they hold their head. They really believe they're the best player in the world.
Well, this week, I think they both have a right to feel that way. Venus Williams, as you say, knocked off the world #1 Martina Hingis in a tough 3-set battle. And then you look at Anna Kournikova, who had some good results coming into the tournament, but knocked off 4 top 10 players in a row, the first time that's ever been done.
That's a record.
And so now you've got one player saying, I beat the world #1, I should win. Another player saying, I beat 4 top 10ers in a row, and my next opponent isn't even in the top 10.
That's so true. I really believe they both are going to walk on the court today expecting to win. I think they're not going to see themselves as an underdog, and it's going to be quite interesting. I think nerves will play a big factor in today's result. Who can handle the pressure moments better? I believe both of them are going to go out there and strike that first ball. The first opportunity they get, they're going to try to open it up with a hard shot.
Well, both players have tremendous power and are both naturally aggressive, especially in pressure situations. It'll be interesting to see who can control that aggression because, as you've said before, both players tend to be very streaky on the court.
They sure are. I think Kournikova is a little bit more streakier than a Williams. I think her strokes are a little bit more flat. She has less margin for error, and sometimes, that can cause problems for her. I think in the speed category, I'd have to give the edge to Williams. I think she covers the court a little bit better, and that might be a factor as well.
Well, we're getting ready for the players to come out on court. It's just after 12 o'clock on Saturday afternoon here in Key Biscayne, Florida. You're a local of this area. Is this the biggest event that happens in South Florida?
It's one of the biggest events for sure. The fans love this event. It's been here for a few years now, and the Latin community really enjoys it. We were talking the other day about Arantxa Sanchez-Vicario playing against Anna Kournikova, how the crowd was really behind her. And I always felt, not only because it was my hometown crowd, but because of my Spanish heritage, that the crowd really supports those people. And today, I don't know who the crowd's going to be for. I think it's going to be pretty well balanced.
Yeah, it's interesting because Kournikova has been a crowd favorite everywhere she's been, even more so than necessarily her play has dictated. But this week, she's proven that she is a top 10 type player, and she'll have a chance to take one more step towards that target as Venus Williams and Anna Kournikova take the court. You can kind of feel the tension in the air. It's one of those matches where people aren't really sure what's going to happen. It's the first meeting between these two great young teenagers.
I'm excited. I'm excited for both of them. It's a big time in their career. It's funny, they're only 17 to 16-year-olds, Venus being the 17-year-old, and you'd think, they have plenty of time, but they want to win today. They want to start off maybe their record book, as to say, today.
Well, this is a matchup that when tournament started, you wouldn't necessarily think, well, we're going to have Williams and Kournikova in the final. We had so many of the world top players here. A couple weeks ago in Indian Wells, it was world #1 Martina Hingis against world #2 Lindsay Davenport, but Kournikova knocks off Davenport, Williams knocks off Hingis, and it's the day for the youngsters. How old were you when you made it to your first final on the WTA Tour?
I think my first final was a big final as well. It was the Australian Open in 1990. I had just graduated from high school and went over to Australia, one of my favorite places to go, and reached the final, played Steffi Graf in that final. So I wasn't really expected to win. I was the underdog. I didn't believe in my mind that I could win. So the match was almost like a relaxing match for me because I just kind of went out to see how well I could play. And that's the difference with the players today, that no matter who they're playing, they go out there thinking that they can win.
Well, it'll be interesting to see which, if either of these two players can relax on this momentous occasion for both of them. One of the biggest tournaments on the Corel WTA Tour outside the Grand Slams. And Anna Kournikova in her first Corel WTA Tour final. Venus Williams just in her fourth final. Williams claimed her first ever career title just about a month ago in Oklahoma City. So she's had a taste of victory.
I think even though that was a small event, that gave her a really good boost of confidence. It doesn't matter what tournaments you play or what tournaments you win, winning matches is always very important.
Williams already up to number 11 in the world, having a great start this year, 21-3, winning in Oklahoma City, as we said, her only title. But prize money, I think, will grow substantially this year. She's really only in her first full year on tour. A good record here at the Lipton Championships. And hoping that that 1998 final turns into 1998 champion. And the youngster, 16-year-old Anna Kournikova from Moscow, already up at 25 in the world, and she'll move into the top 20 here after this result. Her best result prior to this tournament was a semifinal in Hanover. And also, I'm sure that prize money is dwarfed by the amount of endorsement money that she has earned through her career.
Well, both these players off the court make a lot of money. Kournikova's had great endorsements, I think, since she started playing. Everybody really saw her to be the next champion. She's got the look, she's got the attitude to really take her there. And this week she's proven that she can back it up with good tennis play.
Williams had a bye first round, as all seeded players did, and a couple of fairly easy straight set victories. And then her only real test was the semifinal against Hingis, where she had 3 match points in that second set, and then managed to rebound after losing and took the third set pretty much in complete control.
That was impressive because she was up a 7-3 love, then had the 3 match points, like you said. And when she lost that set, I thought she was going to maybe get a little discouraged, but she didn't. She bounced right back.
Well, Kournikova, she had a much tougher road to get through to the final. She played 4 top 10 players in a row. Her last 2 matches, both 3-set struggles. But those last 2 sets against Sanchez Vicario were extremely impressive, because Kournikova made a ton of errors in the first set and then just turned it completely around. Leanne White from Australia is a chair umpire for this one.
I saw Anna Kournikova's coach right after her match against Sanchez Vicario, and he said, you know, at the beginning of the week we were complaining because she had such a tough draw. We're like, gee, we're so unlucky. He goes, now we're happy.
Well, that's a true test of fire to come through against 4 of the top 10 players in the world. And this is what they're playing for today. The winner walks away with over $200,000 in prize money. I mean, that's pretty good for a 2-week event. It usually takes me an entire month to make that kind of money.
Well, that's going to help them in their prize money category.
But I think more important to both these players is the prestige of winning the title and the points that come along with it to help boost them. Venus Williams will be in the top 10 after this week for the first time in her career. And Anna Kournikova will be in the top 20. So women's tennis has a lot to look forward to with these great young teenagers starting to make their mark in the world tennis scene.
The Lipton Championships has always been a huge event. I remember when it first started, it was considered almost the 5th Grand Slam. So after the Grand Slams and our Tour Championships at the end of the year in New York at Madison Square Garden, this comes very close to being one of the big ones.
There's Coach Pavel Slozil and Anna Kournikova's mother there, getting ready for what could be her biggest victory in her career. Did your parents watch you play when you were coming up through the ranks?
They did. They traveled everywhere with me. I think that's one of the things with the younger players coming up that's so good, is that they always have their parents around them. They have a good support system. I think it's very hard when you're a teenager growing up in the tennis world. You're traveling from place to place, eating in different restaurants, staying in different hotels, seeing different airports, and you're getting mobbed. You're getting mobbed by fans and reporters that want your attention. And I think it's good to have that balance there, to have your family there to support you.
Yeah, it's amazing to me how Martina Hingis and her mother have been able to get along with a dual relationship of mother and coach. And Venus Williams has the same type of situation with her father, who is also coaching her as well.
It seems to work well for them. I would imagine that it has to be very difficult knowing when to change the caps of mother and coach, or father and coach. Kournikova's mom also coaches her, always with her. And it's a fine line. You have to know sometimes, well, is it my mom talking to me or is it my coach talking to me? And that's not always easy, but a lot of these younger players have seemed to do very well with that relationship.
Well, both these players have proven that the hype that has surrounded them for the last few years really had some substance. Williams has already knocked off world #1 Martina Hingis twice this year. And Anna Kournikova really is her breakthrough tournament. And last year she made the semifinals at Wimbledon, which really got some attention to the way she plays the game as opposed to just the way she looks on court. But this week, she's really proven that she is one of the best young players in women's tennis.
I think in her mind, she's always believed that she's right there with everybody. And in her press conference the other day, they asked her about it, and she said, you know, I feel I have every shot in the book. I can compete with everybody. The only difference that's improved has been my mental game, because I'm much more confident mentally. I concentrate better. I'm not having the ups and downs that I used to have. And I agree. I think that's been the major difference. She does have every shot, but mentally sometimes she would go through streaks where she wouldn't compete as well and make too many unforced errors.
Well, I think that'll be a critical factor today. Both players have shown streaks of brilliance and streaks of sloppy play throughout the tournament. Part of it, I'm sure, has been nerves, but they both play a very risky style of game. They go for their shots.
Both of them are going to make the unforced errors, like you said, because they are going for winners. They're going for big shots. They don't play conservatively. That's not a word in their vocabulary. They go out there to be the aggressor, to take chances, but the thing that they need to do is on the big points is be just a little bit more cautious sometimes.
Well, Venus Williams will be serving to start this championship final. And Alette opens up play, so she'll start again. Kournikova takes the first point. That was a fairly patient rally for the opening point of a big match.
It sure was. They didn't really go for too much too soon. I think we're going to see Kournikova throw in that two-handed slice every once in a while. Try to get Venus to bend really low on her forehand side.
Love 30 lead for Kournikova. That was 2 errors in a row off the Williams backhand, which you've said throughout the tournament is really her stronger side.
It is. Both these players have better backhands. They're more solid.
Great depth there from Williams, forces the error. What about the forehands on these players?
The forehands are good shots. They're good weapons. They hit it extremely hard. Kournikova hits it a little bit flatter. but normally that's the side that makes more errors. In tight pressure situations, that's the shot that tends to go.
And Williams takes charge at the net for 30 all. I think if you see either player up at net a lot during the match, it'll mean that they're dictating the play. Great two-hander from Kournikova brings her to break point.
Kournikova disguises her backhand so well because, as you'll see here on the monitor, she turns her shoulders and you can't really tell which way she's going. She can go either way, down line or cross court.
Kournikova breaks to open the match. Well, an impressive start for the 16-year-old Kournikova. Didn't show a lot of nerves in that opening game.
Not at all. I felt Venus was a little bit more cautious, played a little more conservatively that game. Kournikova just swung away. And definitely looks like she's a little bit more in control right now.
Well, it's a tough line for either of these two players to play patient and aggressively at the same time. Because for Williams in that opening game, she kept the ball in play. She didn't make a lot of mistakes, and yet she allowed Kournikova to take charge.
I think how you said earlier, Leo, both these girls like to take the first ball and hit a forceful shot. So they both, in their mind, have to realize, okay, whether it's the returner serve or the ball that comes back from the returner serve, I have to do something with it, because if I don't, my opponent's going to.
Right, and that puts a lot of pressure on both players to come up with a big shot early in the point. Anna Kournikova will serve, leading 1-0 in the final of the Lipton. Another blazing winner from Kournikova. When you hit the ball that flat, it gets by your opponent so fast. You can hear the beats of Venus Williams. Great play from Kournikova.
Well, Kournikova's coming out today showing, listen, you're going to have to play very well to beat me because I'm going to take charge. She's controlling every point so far, following that great backhand with a little sneak play by taking the ball out of the air and hitting it to the open court.
Anna Kournikova jumps out to a 2-0 lead to start this Lipton Championship final. Venus Williams has to feel a little bit shell-shocked so far. She's used to controlling all the rallies in her matches. Williams has managed to win only 2 points in the first 2 games.
Well, we said it earlier. There are going to be a lot of mistakes on both sides, a lot of winners. So far, Venus has been the one with the mistakes. Just overhitting a little bit, I think, on that shot.
5 unforced errors already for Venus Williams. Just 1 off the racket of Kournikova. But both these players can turn it right around. We've seen both of them lose sets and come back. But right now it's all Anna Kournikova. Love 30 on the Williams serve.
I get the impression Venus doesn't feel comfortable on the court yet. I think she's still a little bit nervous. Winning that first game is always very tough in a big final like this.
Just the second error from Kournikova. It's 15-30. Well, Williams had that same problem at the final of the US Open, where she came out and just couldn't find the court for the opening set, and yet came back and made a tough match of it in the second. She did the same thing a couple weeks ago against Martina Hingis at Indian Wells, pushing her to a 9-7 tiebreak in the second. Just misses the line, and 2 more break points for Kournikova. Lots of Venus Williams that's been striking fear into women's tennis.
She takes this ball out of the air with such ease. It's not an easy shot to do.
Left, you heard the beep from the automatic net cord system. Williams has one of the fastest serves in women's tennis. Earlier this tournament, she was clocked at 122 miles an hour. It's a big weapon for her. It's wide open. Anna Kournikova breaks for the second time and leads 3-love in the opening set.
I'm very impressed with the way Kournikova is playing so far. She seems very composed, very calm out there. Looks like in her mind she knows what she has to do to win. She's changing up the pace, and all of a sudden she's accelerating and pushing Venus off the court. She's in total command.
Well, Williams does look a little bit tight out there. As you've said many times, that the first thing that goes when you get nervous are your feet. On that last point, you could see Williams had an opportunity to take control of the point. Didn't quite get up to that short ball and left the whole court open for Kournikova. But what do you do to get through that as a player when you're that not uptight and nervous on court?
You have to just move your feet that extra bit more. In your mind, you just got to think, okay, just move, 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 move. That usually gets the blood pumping. Your head starts to think a little bit more. And I think, once she gets the first game, once she can get on the board, she'll relax.
Well, right now, the relaxed one is Anna Kournikova, who leads 3-love in the opening set of the Lipton Championship final. Beautiful shot there of the stadium court here on Key Biscayne. Kournikova really varied the pace in that point.
The reason why that little backhand slice is so effective, especially against Williams, is because Williams has to generate her own pace. The ball's not coming hard and flat. She has to really bend low and try to generate power with it. It's not easy to do.
It seems like Kournikova really has a game plan, and she's executing it well so far. Just catches the take with that one, and it's 15-all. But that lack of pace from Kournikova means that Williams has to be more patient. Take her time to open up the points.
There's a wild error from Kournikova.
It's something that she's really kept under control so far today, but she's capable of hitting them anywhere. And an opening for Williams at 15:30. First double fault from Kournikova brings Williams 2 break points. From 15 love, 3 straight errors from Kournikova, and Williams has a chance to get on the board. Great disguise there from Kournikova.
Well, Kournikova set that point up beautifully. She was the one always on the attack. Venus was always on her back foot during that whole point. And here this ball was short, takes it in early, hits it inside out for a winner.
Yeah, Williams had no idea where that one was going. But she still has 1 more break point. Just went for too much on that volley.
She got a little too anxious. She saw the opportunity there to get on the scoreboard. And just hit down just too much. Her grip is over.
Racket face was closed.
So it was close, so that made it even tougher.
Advantage Kournikova as she's saved off 2 break point opportunities. Again, that low ball to the Williams.
There we see Mr. Williams taking some notes down on the match.
Anna Kournikova leads 4-love in the opening set.
Well, that was a big game for Kournikova. It makes a big difference to be up 2 breaks with a 4-love lead, and 3-1 have Williams serving. It's almost an even set, so I think she'll feel pretty comfortable right now.
It'll be hard for Williams to forget that easy high forehand volley that she buried in the net. But in this game, one of the key factors is selective amnesia. You have to learn to forget your mistakes and just focus on the positive. And Williams has shown in the past that she's been able to do that.
Like you said, it's so very hard to do. Stay in the present. Don't look ahead, don't look behind.
Too much touch there from Kournikova. It's 30-love. But she had that point under control. And a 40-love lead for Venus Williams. That slice serve can be a big weapon for her.
We've seen her use it a lot in the past, open up the court with a serve and then have the easy put away.
And Venus Williams is on the board. Kournikova leads 4-1 in the first set.
Tennis fans,
Well, those last 2 games, it looked like Venus Williams is starting to pick up the pace a little bit.
Definitely, I think she feels like her range is coming back. I still feel she's not leaning into her shots like she usually does. I feel that Kournikova, every time she hits, is really landing on her front foot, whereas Williams is still kind of either neutral or a little bit on her back foot.
As you can see, Williams just one winner. 11 unforced errors, a much more even match so far from Kournikova. I'm not really surprised about the errors, but the fact that in the first 5 games of the match, she's only hit 1 winner really says that she really hasn't been in position to control the points.
But in her prior match against Hingis, by this time she had almost 11 winners and like 5 unforced errors. So that's the big difference. She's got to switch those numbers around.
Well, like I say, the last couple of games, she seems to have loosened up a little bit. She's striking the ball with a little bit more authority, and it'll be interesting to see. She had break opportunities in Kournikova's last service game. See if she keeps the pressure on here. Great play from Kournikova.
Kournikova is using the court so well. She uses a little drop shot again. This time it works for her. Gets Williams to come in, and then she's out of position, passes her with the lob.
Great angles from both players.
That was a terrific point. They both kept the ball so very low. That was a great get by Kournikova. Venus didn't quite get up to that ball in time. Just sailed it out.
30 love. Kournikova showed great court coverage in that last point. And great balance on that wide backhand. And that's Venus Williams loves to do against second serves.
That's more like what we've been seeing in this week.
Yeah, she took that short second serve, just turned the shoulders and ripped both feet off the ground when she made contact. Kournikova comes up with her first ace to 40-15. Kournikova leads 5-1 in the opening set.
She's just playing superbly today. She's done everything right. She's moved the ball around the court. She's kept it low. She's attacked. She puts away overheads. Looks like nothing can go against her today.
Well, the only tough thing that she has to face is she probably can't play any better than this. And you know that her opponent is thinking the exact same thing. Williams with the 1-2 punch of the big serve and the forehand takes 15 love. Did you ever feel that when you're on the court and you're playing your best tennis? Did you ever worry about how do I keep it up?
I did. It's almost a silly thought because you're in such control, you're playing so well, but of course those negative thoughts come in and say, well, oh my gosh, I can't play much better than this. What if I start, losing a few points here and there? And you start to think about it.
Well, that happened a little bit to Venus Williams in her semifinal with Martina Hingis, where she was in complete control and ended up losing the second set. And now Williams is showing a little change of pace. 76-mile-an-hour first serve kicker. So Williams holds it low, and Kournikova will be serving for the opening set at 5-2. It's kind of a relaxed game there from Kournikova. Seems like she might be thinking about serving this set out.
Possibly. I think she relaxed a little bit, went for a little bit more, made the unforced error. She knows she's has a commanding lead right now.
But it's a dangerous thing to do against a player who's as explosive as Venus Williams. I mean, I know I'd be thinking, I want every game, every point.
Absolutely.
I don't want to give her any chance.
You definitely don't want to give her an inch, because if you let her get a sniff of being into the match, you never know. She can turn things around at any time.
Well, one of the things that has made Williams such a great young player is her competitiveness. She's such a fighter out there.
Both these girls fight very hard. I've seen both of them come back from large deficits. Kournikova at Wimbledon, I think in her second round, was down to 7-5-1. Came back to win that match. So they both fight, hang in there. They don't give up.
I think it goes back to that attitude. They both think that they're going to win, and they should. 15 left, Kournikova. Seemed like the right play from Williams there.
She did everything right, but Kournikova gave her no pace on that passing shot. Just dipped it low at her feet, and Venus had to do all the work to try to get that over the net.
Kournikova just 2 points from the opening set. And now has 3 set points. Kournikova takes the opening set 6-2.
What a terrific first set, and what a way to finish it off.
Just painting the line with that inside-out forehand. Just 24 minutes, and Anna Kournikova takes the first set from Venus Williams.
Thank you.
Not the way Venus wants to start off the second set, with a double fault.
Her first of the match. This is time where she has to regroup. She's just been pushed around the court for 24 minutes. And she's got to regain her composure and her aggressive edge. Great depth there from Williams.
Good first serve, gives her 30-15. These first few games of the second set are very critical for Venus. She doesn't want to let Kournikova run away with this match. Well, so far, Kournikova has had an answer for everything Venus has thrown at her. The approach shot wasn't quite deep enough. Was able to give Kournikova the easy pass.
Just missed with a 113-mile-an-hour first serve. Williams picking up the pace. 40-30 for Williams. That snapping sound was Williams' racket actually catching her beads on the follow-through. Venus Williams holds to take the first game of the second set.
Williams will be relieved that she's has the lead in the second set.
Chance to catch her breath a little bit and relax, knowing that she's under control a little bit here at the start, the second set of the match.
I don't know about you, Leo, but Kournikova's reminded me a little bit of Hingis today and how smart she's played this match.
Well, as you can see, 9 winners and 9 unforced errors from Kournikova in the first set, a very good balance. Only 3 winners from Williams and 55% first serves, which means her big weapon, that first serve that can open up the court, hasn't been effective. 2 break points for Williams, and she has not yet broken the Kournikova serve. It's been all Anna Kournikova in that opening set.
It has, and I've always been so impressed with Hingis, with her composure and how smart, how tactically smart she is on the court. I played doubles with her here last year, and she really knew where to play at all times. She knew her opponent's weaknesses, how to exploit them. And I always say, for somebody so young, it's so amazing to be so wise on the court. And today, Kournikova has really shown to me that she's really thinking and finding ways to win.
Now the pressure is on Williams to try to come up with the answers.
By the way, Hingis is watching today's final, trying to figure out what she did wrong against Williams, so she can prepare better for the next time.
Well, that is a mark of a smart player. That time the drop shot didn't work for Kournikova. It's 15 all. A little bit too high with that drop shot, and Williams got there in plenty of time. Venus looks like she's moving a little bit more fluidly now. On her toes. Eager.
Kournikova upset with herself. She knows this is a big game. She wants to stay even or ahead of Venus Williams.
And Williams has a little opening at 15-30. And another second serve to look at. This is where Venus can be extremely dangerous. Two break points for Venus Williams.
Well, finally we see a little bit of nerves from Kournikova. The streakiness in her game is shown right now.
A little too much there from Williams. She feels she has the opportunity and just went for a little too much on that back end. And that one. We're back at deuce.
Well, what an opportunity missed by Venus Williams. She has to take advantage of these times. Kournikova is playing too well for her to let these moments slip away.
Well, that's now 4 break opportunities for Williams that she's failed to capitalize on. And another easy return error gives Kournikova the advantage.
Very rarely do you see Venus Williams walk with her head down, as she's doing now. She just hasn't found her range, doesn't feel comfortable on the court.
Kournikova holds for 1-all in the second set.
I think the fact that Venus Williams is expected to win today, she's the favorite, is playing a few tricks in her mind.
Well, that's a heavy load to take for a 17-year-old who's just been the upstart, the upset maker, to now be the favorite. And it seems to be weighing down on the shoulders of Venus Williams a little bit. But that last game has to really hurt. 15-40 with 2 break points. And it slips away. That is just punishment from Kournikova on that point.
Well, that's what we saw Kournikova do in the first set. Just move Williams around, side to side, hit behind her, throw in those slices. Just in total control.
And this is one of the hottest days of the tournament so far, over 80 degrees on court, and that might take its toll if either player has to do the bulk of the running. Just misses the line, and it's love 30. Big first serve right at the body. 110 miles per hour. That'll get your attention.
I think that's a good serve for her to use. Not easy to get out of the way.
Well, especially when you're so used to reacting to the ball, going to it, and now you've got to get out of the way of it.
You have to move around the ball.
It's not a natural instinct for a player who's playing aggressively and really trying to attack.
What a shame. Kournikova did everything right in that point. Best point of the match so far.
Both players showing incredible court coverage.
Kournikova just kept the ball low, moved her around, set it up beautifully. Just wasn't able to execute at the end. She had the open court. Racket face was a little too open when she made contact with that ball.
I do believe the battle has been joined, as they say. 1-all, 30-all, second set. And Kournikova has another break opportunity. This is a huge point for Williams.
And Kournikova. She can get this break. She'll feel a lot more confident for this set.
And she does break. Anna Kournikova leads 2-1 in the second set. That last point surprised me a little bit. Venus Williams only a 67-mile-an-hour first serve, trying to take the pace off, and it set up an easy return for Kournikova.
I think she's trying to change things up. I think she's hit a lot of hard first serves. Kournikova's had no problem with them, so she said, well, why not, hit on slower ones, see if that can throw her off. But nothing seems to be throwing Kournikova off today.
Well, I think the great thing that Anna Kournikova has done is by introducing the change of pace and the change of spin, she's really got Venus Williams thinking out there. How do I react? What do I do? Instead of just going out and banging the ball and playing her aggressive style. Only 5 winners for Williams so far in the match with 22 unforced errors. And again, the 56% first serve percentage means that she's not taking control of those service points. A much more balanced match so far from Kournikova, who has yet to be broken.
And those unforced errors Kournikova does have came in 1 or 2 games.
Where she, she gave away 1 game at love on Williams' serve with a few errors. But on her own service games, when things have really been tight, it's been Williams who's made the mistakes. So all Anna Kournikova has to do is hold serve the rest of the way, and she is the Lipton champion. But that's a lot tougher to do than it is.
Easier said than done.
That's for sure. And the Williams power showing up on that point. I really think that she needs to just forget about playing finesse tennis at this stage and just start hitting out.
I agree. I mean, that's her strength. You have to go with your strengths. If it's not working, then you change. But she really hasn't been forceful out there so far.
Two aggressive points, and it's love 30.
Well, that was much better by Williams. Instead of letting that low ball play her, she decided to take it on the rise, follow it into net, and she put away the volley.
I always found it was extremely difficult to play change of pace tennis against extreme power. And Williams has that kind of power. She just needs to use it. But there's power from Kournikova.
Well, that's what I love about Kournikova's game, is that she does have everything. She can do the power just like a Williams, but she also has the finesse. She can change it up, but there we see the extreme power.
Really flat through the ball. Great passing shot from Kournikova brings it to 30 all.
Well, I think from a spectator's point of view, it's a lot more fun to watch Kournikova play because she's changing it up. Here she hits a great passing shot, really low. Venus really can't get to it. But she has such variety. We don't see that often anymore. We're seeing a lot of the younger players come up and just bang the ball. Kournikova can bang with them, but she can also change the pace. She can come in, she can put volleys away.
Well, that's why Martina Hingis has been such a great champion at such a young age, is she also has that ability to change pace and spin and angles. But Venus Williams seems to have decided that attacking is the answer.
I think it's a good idea. It hasn't paid off staying in the back, so why not take that little slow slice and follow it into net? Well, I'm not sure what she was trying there.
I think she was surprised by the pace of the Kournikova backhand.
Venus doesn't have a natural one-handed slice backhand. It's a very tough shot for two-handed players.
Back to deuce.
Very few two-handed players have a really good one-handed slice. If I can remember, one of my favorite players to watch was Mats Wilander. He learned how to hit it very well. He had a strong forearm, strong wrist.
And when he developed that shot, he climbed all the way to #1 in the world. Oh, Venus Williams has her 5th opportunity to break the Kournikova serve. She has not been able to do so yet today. she's done it now, and it's 2-all.
Well, the crowd's trying to get her back into this match. That should definitely give her a bit of a boost. She played 2 really good points there to break Kournikova. Stayed down, kept her head low.
But that last game, we started to see the aggressive Venus Williams, really for the first time today.
That serve jammed Kournikova. She wasn't able to get out of the way.
It'll be interesting to see how Kournikova reacts to this newfound aggression from Williams. Kournikova had to do a lot of running on that point. And it looks like it took her toll on her. And she had that easy forehand approach. It just looked like she ran out of gas.
It sure did. She looked like she picked up her head and watched the ball. Here's another opportunity for Williams to have the lead in the set. The only lead she's had so far was winning the first game in the second set.
6 straight points for Venus Williams. And Williams holds for 3-2 in the second set. Well, quite a turnaround there. Anna Kournikova leading 2-1, had game points for a 3-1 lead. And all of a sudden, 7 straight points from Venus Williams. And Kournikova looks like she's ready to take one of her 2 bathroom break opportunities.
That's right, she's allowed to walk off the court twice during a match.
And after losing 7 straight points, that sounds like a pretty good option.
I'm not sure Venus Williams will be too happy with that. Martina Hingis did it against her sister Serena at 5-4 in the third set, and against her, when was it against her?
After
the third set.
Yeah, just to the start of the third set.
But as we've said before, you're allowed the breaks. Sometimes players do take it as a mental strategy. Little time to recoup, catch their breath.
And it's a break here for the fans, a chance to find some cool shade and something cool to drink. It's a beautiful sunny day here out on Key Biscayne, the finals of the Lipton Championships.
Butch Buchholz, the tournament director, and his brother Cliff have done a wonderful job with this tournament. It's grown and grown as the years have gone by. It's one of the players' favorite stop during the year.
And not just because there's a golf course right nearby.
That helps. But it's just much more of a relaxing atmosphere here. Players don't feel as stressed out as they do regularly. And they make the tournament fun for them. There's activities, players go to basketball games, hockey games. They throw a great player party.
So Mary Jo, where is your house from here?
Well, it's not too far. It's in South Miami, about 20 minutes away. Close to the University of Miami.
So you know where all the great parties are?
Oh, definitely.
Well, that has to make it fun for the players when they come to an event. I think the Australian Open is also one of the events that the players seem to enjoy, where the atmosphere is a little bit more relaxed.
It is. It's much more laid back. They make everything very easy for you. Getting practice courts, transportation. And here it's the same thing.
Well, Venus Williams has the momentum. We'll see if Anna Kournikova's little break has rejuvenated her a little bit. Williams leads 3-2 in the second set, having won the last 7 points. That's now 8 straight points for Williams. It really seems that the momentum has shifted. Kournikova is now the player who's reacting. Love 30.
There's Kournikova's coach, Pavel Sloso, former coach of Steffi Graf a few years back.
Well, the crowd doesn't like the call on Kournikova's backhand. They thought it might have been a bit long, but it's 15-30. You can hear those beads from Venus Williams. I would think that would be a distraction to the opponents. And 2 more break points for Venus Williams.
I think it's more of a distraction when you're watching. It's almost like when players grunt. I remember everybody thought Selz's grunt would be a distraction to the opponent, but when you're playing out there, you tend to tune things out.
Venus Williams breaks for a 4-2 lead. Well, at the beginning of the match, you said both these players can be streaky. Kournikova up 6-2, 2-1. Next thing we know, it's Williams in complete control, up 4-2.
Momentum definitely has shifted towards Williams' side. From Kournikova much better now.
In fact, that's 12 of the last 13 points for Venus Williams. Good combination from Kournikova going behind Williams there.
That's always a good play when you're playing against somebody who's very fast. Hit behind them instead of to the open court.
Make them change direction.
Sails long from Kournikova. Racket face a little bit too open again.
16 unforced errors already in this set from Kournikova. She had only 9 in the opening set of the match. As you can see there, and Williams' errors have dropped. (40-15). Venus Williams has definitely got the momentum in this set.
Well, this backhand down the line, Venus hits for a winner, is one of her strengths, one of her bread and butter shots. She's been missing it in the match so far, hitting a little bit late, but that time she sets up in time and times it beautifully.
1 point away from a 5-2 lead. Venus Williams with 4 consecutive games leads 5-2 in the second set.
Oh, we have a new match on our hands.
Well, this is kind of true to form for both these players. Williams was completely outclassed in the first set and down 2-1 in the second, and has just lifted her game a whole new level, taking complete charge from the baseline. And Kournikova has found a few more errors creeping into her game.
I think Kournikova's going to have to raise the level of her game a little bit more to stay ahead of Venus.
We said in the opening set, it's a little bit difficult when you're playing your best tennis and you've got nowhere to go but down. And it can be a worrying proposition for a player knowing that you've got a dangerous opponent. A beautiful island of Key Biscayne, host to the Lipton Championships. This is the women's singles final between Venus Williams and Anna Kournikova. Kournikova's first ever Corel WTA Tour final, and she's shown some brilliant play in the opening set. Kournikova being a little more aggressive there to 30 love.
I think Kournikova's going to have to do a little bit more of this. Maybe just hit 1 or 2 slices and then go for the big shot. Don't let Venus get too used to that slice.
But there's the risk. Hitting the ball as flat as Kournikova does, those powerful shots can go just a little bit astray. But the slice work there stayed.
That's a shot we don't see very often off the forehand side. I remember Chris Everett used to do that very well.
Well, with the extreme grips that most of the players are playing with, it's an extremely difficult shot to hit.
It's true, you need more of a Eastern or continental grip to be able to do that.
Anna Kournikova holds. Venus Williams leads 5-3 and will be serving for the second set.
That was a solid game from Kournikova. Didn't get flustered. It's always better to make your opponent serve for the set. Put the pressure on.
You've always said that finishing out a set is one of the toughest things to do.
It really is.
Williams really lifted off of that backhand.
It looked like she kind of got the timing on the slices, but the last few points, she hasn't stayed down, like you said.
What Kournikova seems to be doing is using the power as the change of pace now. And a wild error from Williams. It's love 30.
2 in a row.
It's that perceived pressure of trying to finish a set. Lucky miss hit there. Three break points for Kournikova.
Venus did not disguise his drop shot very well. Kournikova got there in no time, and then she mishit the lob.
A really nervous game from Venus Williams. But that helps. She gets one back from Kournikova. Kournikova breaks. Williams leads 5-4 in the second set. Another huge momentum swing.
Kournikova was back on the aggressive side in the last 2 games, dictating the rallies. Venus threw in those unforced errors at the wrong time.
It's so amazing to me watching these incredibly talented young players, how their games just can ebb and flow with the match. Well, the last 2 games have been Anna Kournikova's game as she has come back from 5-2 down and is now on serve at 4-5 in the second. This is the final of the Lipton Championships. 16-year-old Anna Kournikova, 17-year-old Venus Williams. You sure this is the women's final? Or is it the
Or
girls?
the juniors, right?
The girls' final. Great depth there from Kournikova.
Both these girls had different paths to turning professional. Kournikova opted to play in the juniors, play all the international events. You see a winner from Venus there, whereas Venus and her sister Serena didn't play any juniors. They just practiced. Their father Richard decided that they were going to stay in school and just get ready for the pro ranks. And they got a lot of criticism from it, but can't really fault them now.
Well, the results have been there. Great variety from Kournikova in that rally.
I've always been a believer that you need to learn how to deal with pressure at an early age. I think it's good to play tournaments, to learn how to win, how to lose. I don't think that it's for everybody not to do the tournament path.
Well, they say that winning builds confidence, and confidence builds winning. And neither of these players lack for confidence.
Not at all.
We're 30 all at 4-5 in the second set.
Kournikova knows how important this game is. Every point. She does not want to go into the third set.
Well, right now, Williams is 2 points away from taking the second set.
She could have asked for a better volley.
Well, she hit a great approach shot. Williams hit a great passing shot. And from just a couple inches off the court.
She kept her wrist so firm, racket head above the wrist. Textbook volley. And under the conditions, that was not an easy time to do it. made a mistake there hitting that drop shot. She was in total control of the point. I think she should have kept hitting the slice deep, waiting for the opportunity to be able to bang the ball.
Now we're at deuce. 4-5, second set.
That barely missed.
And Williams has a set point.
She did everything right, set up early. She just missed that wide of the line by a few inches.
It's all even, one set apiece.
The crowd's really enjoying this match. They're happy this is going to a third set.
So Venus Williams takes a second set 6-4. And one set will decide the Lipton champion for 1998.
Rally to start off the third set. Williams being very patient, not going for too much.
Kournikova showing the effects of some of the long rallies and the heat on court. And probably the disappointment of letting that second set get away. So at this point in the match, if you're Anna Kournikova, you just forget that second set?
I think she just has to focus on her game plan, stick to it. It's been working well. The second set was very close, a couple points decided it.
And if you're Venus Williams, you continue to attack?
You continue to put the pressure on.
Perfect play from Kournikova, but she just fails to execute the volley.
Her sister Serena with the beads, sitting next to her mom. A little more cheerful now.
Opening game of the final set. Venus Williams takes the first game of the final set. Kournikova was in complete control in the first set. Up 2-1 in the second, and then Venus Williams really took charge. Look at it, 21 unforced errors from Kournikova in that second set. Williams picked up her serve percentage, picked up her winners a little bit. 5 breaks of serve, the set went back and forth.
There haven't been as many winners as I expected. I really thought there'd be a lot more winners. I expected the unforced errors, but I did expect to see a few more winners on both sides.
Well, both players, I think part of it is that strategy from Kournikova of changing pace. Means that she's not giving Williams the power to play with. So it's making it more difficult for either player to open up the court and crank an easy winner. But both players are hitting the ball so cleanly and deep off the baseline that I think that adds to it as well. And now the pressure seems to have shifted. Anna Kournikova trails 1-0 in the final set. Another error from Kournikova. She's now past Williams with 35 unforced errors in the match. It's not a category you want to lead in. Love 30.
Executed by Kournikova. She set up that point nicely with her backhand down the line, nice and deep, and just turns her shoulders, gets it to the open court.
Thought that Williams' backhand was long. And Venus Williams has 2 more break points.
Kournikova a little bit upset. She didn't get the call on the baseline the way she would have liked. But here we see Venus's athleticism getting back for that overhead. Break points for Venus Williams.
Left on the first serve. And Venus Williams has broken for a 2-0 lead in the final set. Really the first time in the match that Anna Kournikova has trailed. So we could see on the replay.
I think Kournikova was right.
That Williams' backhand was long. He has something to complain about, but the score on the scoreboard reads 2-0 Williams.
Kournikova is going to want to break right back. With a 58-mile-an-hour first serve.
Well, that's a tough side to serve on for the right-hander with the sun. Great half-volley pickup from Kournikova.
Kournikova has very good hands up at the net. She's not stiff. In tennis, it's referred to as having soft hands. able to adapt to whatever gets thrown her way.
And a love 30 opening here for Kournikova. And a second serve to try to attack. Everything was targeted towards the Williams forehand in that rally.
The weaker side of Williams.
(15-30). And another second serve. Two straight backhand errors from Kournikova brings it to 30 all.
Now that could be a very costly mistake for Kournikova. 15-30, that's a big point. Can't afford to make those errors.
And another error from Kournikova brings it 40-30 for Williams.
Glad to see her bouncing there. Looks like she got flat-footed on that return.
Looked really tight.
I think she might be getting a little bit fatigued. She's not getting to the ball as early as she was
Well,
a few minutes ago.
This is one of the hottest days of the tournament. Just wide from the Williams backhand.
Kournikova has played 3 sets in her last 2 matches. She also has been playing doubles. Lost yesterday in the semifinals.
Kournikova has another break chance.
Finally gets control of the point. Winds up with the two-handed backhand. Measures it very accurately in the corner.
Back to this. Both players are working really hard during these rallies. Looks like Williams has worn out her racket.
She's sitting down, taking a little breather.
And she gets a time violation warning from the chair umpire. Players have 20 seconds between points. Advantage to Venus Williams. holds for 3-love in the final set. That was a huge game for Anna Kournikova with a break opportunity to get right back on serve.
That was crucial. It's going to be a tough task to come back from a 3-love deficit in the third set against Williams. Both the players look a little bit tired.
Well, that last game, it almost sounded like we had Monica Seles out there instead of Venus Williams. She was really grunting.
And she ran down a lot of balls.
Putting a lot of effort into every stroke. But this is the final. This is the last match they have to play at this tournament, and they're giving it everything they've got.
And they will continue to give it everything they've got to the end of this match.
Anna Kournikova took the first set 6-2, was up 2-1 in the second before Venus Williams came alive, took the next 4 games, finished out the set 6-4, and has won 3 in a row here. What does Kournikova have to do to change this momentum swing?
Well, I really don't feel that she's really dropped the level of her game that much. She has made a few more unforced errors. She's still trying to play with her tactics the way she did in the beginning.
But the other key is that Williams has really cleaned up her act, and that really puts the pressure on Kournikova to have to play better than she did. Good aggressive play there for 15-love.
Williams definitely has picked up the level of her game. I mean, there's no doubt about it. She's moving better than she was in the first set. She's striking the ball harder. And that's why she's winning now.
And I think that Kournikova is feeling the pressure of that and having to take more risks. And that's why the unforced errors have crept into her game. But I don't think she has a choice. I think she has to be playing at a higher risk level now. And let's face it, if Venus Williams is not missing, you're not going to beat her. Only 4 unforced errors for Williams in this set, 15 for Kournikova.
The unforced errors just keep coming off of Kournikova's racket. We said that was going to be the key in this match. Who could keep the streak of winners higher than unforced errors?
And 2 more break points for Venus Williams.
They both have high-risk games. But in the last set and a half, Venus has really, really cut back on the unforced errors.
Second ace of the match from Kournikova, saves 1 break point. I really think that this is match game for Kournikova. 4-love lead for Williams would be the end. And it is 4-love for Williams.
Well, I honestly think that Kournikova has started to look a step slower. She's not preparing as well as she was in the beginning.
I just think the pace and depth and power of the Williams game has really just taken its toll. Kournikova's had to work so hard to stay in every point for the last set and a half. And it's amazing how when you have the lead, you feel so much fresher. Just the second double fault from Venus Williams. Only 2 games away from the Lipton Championship for 1998. Maybe a little bit of nerves showing from Venus Williams now that she's so close to victory. It's hard not to think about winning at this stage, instead of thinking about striking the ball, making your best stroke.
She's definitely thinking about it. Back to what we always say, it's so hard to close off a set, let alone a match, and let alone a major match.
With a championship title at stake, her third double fault brings a break point for Kournikova. And a great slice serve takes it to deuce. She didn't go for the big bomb, went for the placement on that serve.
Yeah, that serve really curved away from Kournikova. She had to reach to try to even get a snap of it.
Advantage Williams. Venus Williams leads 5-love in the final set of the Lipton Championships.
Kournikova's got to be wondering, when did I let this match slip away? She was playing so very well, totally dictating the points. She was so close to coming back in that second set. She was down 5-2, got it back to 5-4. A couple points from tying it up at 5-all. And it's all been downhill for her since then.
6 straight games for Venus Williams, and I know you've been in this situation before and somehow managed to find an answer. What are you thinking at this point? Just one more ball back, let's see how long I can make this match last?
Well, when you're losing by 5-love, there's not many options to take. You have nothing to lose right now because the match is virtually over. You take more chances. I have looked over at the clock to see how long the match has been going, and sometimes said, okay, you know, now it's on the clock here, it's 1 hour and 26. They've been playing, say, okay, let's see if I can get to 1 hour and 30 and go from there, but it's not an easy task. A player definitely doesn't like to ever lose a set 6-love, though, so Kournikova is going to be fighting to win this game.
And she paints the line with that forehand approach. Great points from Kournikova for 30-love.
She hits this backhand with such ease. She takes it really early, inside out for the winner.
And her third ace, it's 40-love. She's making this game look easy. Four straight winners from Kournikova, but it's 5-1 Williams, and she is serving for the Lipton Championship.
Kournikova's probably thinking to herself, well, why did I wait this long to have a game like that? But you have to hand it to Venus Williams. She raised the level of her game in that second set. Started to move better, hit the ball harder, more aggressively.
Now Williams is just 3 points away from the Lipton Singles Championship. Now only 2 points away.
What a big moment for Venus Williams. She's been in the final of the US Open last year, losing to Martina Hingis. This is a big tournament for her to win.
Now 3 championship points for Venus Williams.
As we see Richard Williams exit the stands, probably trying to work his way down, anticipating a victory from his daughter. She went for the big serve, 117 miles an hour.
Just caught the tape. She'll have to reload and fire again. And there is the 1998 Lipton singles champion, Venus Williams. Two, 6, 6-4, 6-1.
That smile tells it all. She's got to be very proud of herself. She fought hard to win this tournament. Terrific match by Venus Williams.
And the Corel Word Perfect Match summary shows way too many unforced errors from Anna Kournikova, most coming in those last 2 sets.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments, we are going to have a very special award ceremony. And as the ball persons are coming out on court, let's give
takes
them a
her
nice
second career
warm
title
round of applause for all their efforts this week
at
here.
one of the biggest tournaments in women's tennis.
And they've done a lot of hard work. Thank you, ball person.
Oh, I think today's match is a sign of things to come.
2 great young players showcasing their skills and talent here in South Florida. Women's tennis, I don't think, has ever been healthier with so many young, great players right at the top of the game.
There's so much depth right now on the women's tour. You still have the oldies, as I call them, with the Steffi Grafs and the Rancha Sanchez Vicarios, Yana Novotnas. And you have the middle group with Lindsay Davenport at #2 in the world. And then these young guns, Venus Williams, her sister Serena, Anna Kournikova, making their way to push that middle group out of there.
Tennis fans, in just a few moments, we'll have a very special award ceremony.
Well, we're waiting for the presentation of the championship trophy to Venus Williams and the runner-up trophy to Anna Kournikova. Down on court is Tennis Hall of Famer Tony Trabert and a host of dignitaries. Just waiting for the host broadcaster to be ready for the presentation to begin. So Mary Jo, what was your favorite part about the trophy presentations?
I actually usually get more nervous for the trophy presentations than for the match, knowing that I had to give a speech. That I always get butterflies in my stomach. It's a terrific feeling when you win a tournament, though. Venus will be riding on this one very high for a while to come.
Now 2 tournament victories for Venus Williams already this year, and 2 wins over the world #1 Martina Hingis.
She's had a terrific start to 1998. She's moving up to number 10 in the world. Her goal is to be #1 by the end of the year.
You know, and a lot of people were extremely skeptical of the Williams family when they said that Venus was going to be #1, but everything she's done this year has proven that they're right on track.
They sure are. I'm going to listen to Mr. Williams from now on. I think he knows what he's talking about.
Well, he sure knows how to raise some great tennis players. Both Serena and Venus have taken the tennis world by storm in the last year. And this week, Anna Kournikova has proven that she is a player to contend with.
She'll be in the top 10 in no time as well. She's probably going to move up to 16 or 17 in the world. She can only get better. She's got the confidence. As we saw today, she's smart on the court. She mixed it up very well. She has nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, in the end, it really was just the consistent, relentless pressure and power from Venus Williams that gave her the match. And I think Kournikova is the kind of player who'll learn from that, learn from her mistakes.
She will. I think she'll learn a lot from this match. I think maybe next time she'll be even fitter than she is now. I think that was a big part of today's match. Venus really looked fit during the whole thing. We saw her a few times take deep breaths, but she's physically a lot stronger than Kournikova. And I think this week of beating 4 top 10 players really took its toll.
Ladies and gentlemen,
on the youngster from Russia.
Now to Stadium Court for a very special award ceremony presentation. And now the Master of Ceremonies, Tony Trabert.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we certainly hope you've enjoyed the tennis here at the Lipton this past tournament, particularly this wonderful women's finals match. Standing behind me are some very special individuals who have helped make this tournament so successful. On my right, representing the Women's Tennis Association, Georgina Clark. The chairman of Lipton, Richard Goldstein. Tournament director, Cliff Buckholz. Tournament chairman, Butch Buckholz. The president of RADO, Roland Stroiler. Tournament referee, Alan Mills. Honorary tournament chairman, Jerry Boyks. And the interim county manager of Miami-Dade County, Merritt Steerheim. If we could ask Anna to come up, please. Anna, congratulations on a fabulous tournament. You had some great wins. I'm sure you're a little disappointed, but you played awfully well throughout the event.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this tournament. I played great, I think, in the beginning. Hopefully I continue to play this way.
You got off to a really fast start, won the first set, hardly making any errors. Then tell us what happened.
Well, you know, I think that I played well in the beginning, and then at the end I started a little bit, you know, making too many unforced errors, so that's probably why.
All right, well, congratulations on a great tournament. Now to present the trophy to the finalist, Mr. Richard Goldstein. Got the trophy.
Thank you. Anna, congratulations on a great tournament. I know you're a little disappointed about not taking home the big piece of crystal, but there'll be many more years for you to come back to South Florida, and we hope you're well and shoot for it. Go on.
Venus, if you would come forward, please. Congratulations on a fabulous tournament and a great comeback in the final.
Thanks very much.
You didn't get off to a real good start. She played beautifully. You made a great comeback. What was the difference?
I think that in the first set, Anna was playing well. She had a plan coming out here. She really wanted to win, and I did too. I made a lot of errors in the first set, but I think in the second or third, she played more than what I did, but we played a good match, and that's what's important.
Well, you certainly did. You won in Oklahoma City 3 weeks ago. Now you won a very big tournament here at Lipton. That must make you feel very confident for the future.
I'm feeling pretty good these days. I'm doing much better than what I did last year. Last year I had to leave on this Sunday. I couldn't stay, I lost. But this year I won, and I'll be back next year.
Well, that's certainly great news. Now to present the trophy to our champion, again, Mr. Goldstein.
Thank you. Venus, thanks very much for being with us. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to the whole Williams family. Your dad's holding a sign over there thanking Lipton and all the volunteers. We thank them as well. Your dad's a terrific dad. He's raised a terrific champion. Lipton is proud that you're our champion. You are the first American-born champion of the Lipton since Chris Evert won in 1986. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1998 Lipton women's singles champion, Venus Williams. Anna, would you like to say a few words to all your fans here and thank them?
I'd like to thank, first of all, my mom and my coach over there. Thank you very much. My grandparents are here. And I'd also like to thank all the fans for coming here, and it's been an unbelievable week. I really enjoyed playing in Miami. And I'd also like to say thank you to Mr. Fisher.
Thank you very much. And Venus, you couldn't help but feel the support you had in this crowd today. How did it feel for you? And I'm sure you want to say thank you.
I did. They were here for me in the last match of the semifinals, and they were here today, and I feel really good about that. And I want to thank the sponsors also, Lipton and the Corel WTA Tour, and Butch and Cliff Buckholz also. It's a great tournament.
We'll see you next year. Congratulations.